Hello and welcome to another video and podcast from Fantasy Football Scout. My name's Joe and as ever I'm joined by Neale, Fantasy Football Scout's editor, to discuss all the latest team news and injury developments ahead of the deadline. Neale, welcome. How are you?
Too bad, Joe. Yeah, still full of cold, so I apologise for the pronunciation, but it's usually terrible anyway. So
Okay,
no
that's
mistake.
fine. We'll just pretend they're all from Birmingham then, the ones that you mess up there. Just before we go, just mind, do press that like button, does help us out, and also do remember to subscribe to wherever you receive your podcast, and also subscribe to our video channel at YouTube. Also, welcome all those joining us in the live chat. JM Moore, Historia Films Kenya, Sonic Revelations, Jack, J77 Lag, Dennis, and many more. Thanks so much for joining us early on. Okay, let's get cracking. Chelsea against Leeds. What's the latest from Chelsea?
Yeah, this is one of 10 press conferences we had yesterday because of the Tuesday night matches coming up this evening. Reece James has recovered from the knock that he had, but now he's ill. So still some doubt about his involvement. Rosino was hopeful, but obviously there is still some lingering doubt there. Tosin and Lavia are back in training. Lavia's not going to be involved, but Tosin could be. He hasn't been out for long, so he's back in the group. Andre Santos has finally took a knock to the ankle on Saturday, but he's recovered. Cole Palmer's available as well.
Yep.
After he got an hour at Molineux. And then just the longer term ones, Gittins, Asugo, Colwell, and Mudrick, who's suspended. They're out still.
Okay, and as for Leeds, what's the latest there?
Yeah, Pascal Stroke has joined Anton Stack on the injury list. But apart from that, everyone should be available, and that includes Dominic Calvert-Lewin, who played through illness on Friday.
Rightio, let's have a look at Everton against Bournemouth. What's the latest from Everton? And in particular with mine, so I'm a Michael Keane owner, but I'm probably going to get rid of him because I've got a sense he's not going to start this one, and Branthwaite might get the nod. But I don't know if you have any steer on that or any other developments there at Everton.
Yeah, injury-wise, it's pretty good. Only Jack Grealish is out, and he's out for the season now. That's been confirmed. And as you say, because of the numbers that Moyes has got, there's some uncertainty about who starts at the back. So Branthwaite was the fall guy in Game Week 25, but that was just because Everton are looking after his minutes. He's back from, months and months and months out, and he'd already started twice in quick succession. So he dropped to the bench the weekend. But Moyes said after that match that he couldn't see any problem for Tuesday for Branthwaite. Yesterday, he did say that when they're trying to gauge the minutes of the likes of Branthwaite, Dewsbury Hall, Alcaraz, the ones who've been out for a while and then come back. But yeah, again, I'll repeat what I said on Friday. I think El Bobble, who's usually bang on with information on Everton on Twitter, had suggested that Keane was going to be dropping out originally in Game Week 24 before Mikalenko got injured, but now Mikalenko's fit. So Keane was meant to be the make way out of that five. But he had a stay of execution. So, yeah, I think it's possibly a matter of time. Everton did win without Branthwaite, but if you saw the match, which I did afterwards, watched the game on delay, they were battered in the first half. Fulham should have been 3 or 4-0 up, so it wasn't particularly defensively sound. So, a little bit concerned for Keane, yeah.
Okay, right, yeah. I think I will move him on, possibly for a Bournemouth defender, but I don't know about Bournemouth. They traditionally tend to concede a few. They may win, but concede a few when they've got a midweek game in quick succession because they've got quite a thin squad at the moment because of injuries. But yeah, what is the latest from Bournemouth?
No fresh concerns, but Iraola did say fatigue could be a factor, and he said he probably won't repeat the same start in 11.
Okay.
Could be a bit of rotation there. David Brooks, he was back on the bench in Game Week 25 and will probably be there again. He says he's not 100%. Tavernier and Adams, they're closing in on returns. Too soon, definitely, for Tavernier. He's not in training. And in fact, Game Week 27 might come too soon for him. But Adams is nearly back. They were going to assess him in training yesterday to see if he could feature. Probably on the bench. Clivert, Suller, and Gannon Doak are all out still as well.
Did they give any indication, or is there any indication from previous matches like who could be rotated in this one?
Not really. Jimenez was cramping at the weekend, so he could drop out, I suppose. So was Ryan, the new winger.
Okay.
They were both suffering from cramp later in the game. Previously in busy game weeks, Iraola has rotated his attack more than defence.
Okay.
I think Evan Nielsen's dropped to the bench once. This is the first time we've seen Krupke really sort of have a stay run 11, so we'll see if
Okay.
the thing is he has been coming off early in every single game. He's been pulled off out of the team from about 60, 70 minutes in every game. So we'll see. But yeah, could be a number of different permutations tonight.
Okay, and let's go with Tottenham against Newcastle. Two teams, well, your team, Newcastle, not so great away. Spurs, not so great, full stop. So what is the latest from Spurs? I know they'll be about Romero because he's been naughty again.
Yeah, he's going to be serving a 4-match ban. Further problems at the back. Destiny and Doggy's out for 4 or 5 weeks with a hamstring injury. And they've got, I think, is it 9 others on the injury list too? Danso, Bergval, Porro, Davies, Richarlison, Bentancur, Kudus, Madison and Kulusevski. They do get one player back, and that is Jed Spence, who is available after a short-term calf problem.
Okay, righty-o. And as for your team, Newcastle, Anthony Gordon gone into this as a bit of a doubt. He and others, are they available?
It looks slightly better on Gordon and Miley. They both missed out on the weekend. Howe said yesterday that he's going to await an update on Miley because he got a nasty bang in his leg. It's a dead leg, basically. But it's dragged a little bit longer than we thought. Gordon, they were hoping for a big improvement on. Craig Hope from the Mail reckons they're both actually quite close to coming back, possibly for tonight. So we might see them in the squad. We won't see Joe Linton. He's still out alongside Fabian Schär, Emil Kraft, and Tino Livramento.
Okay, righty-o. Let's move on to West Ham against Manchester United. What's the latest from West Ham?
Yeah. There is some players are going to be missing if you believe Nuno, but he wouldn't say who, which is not unusual for him. He said we're going to have some players out, unfortunately, with Knox, and he wouldn't elaborate. It's been a guessing game on social media and the West Ham forums, as you can imagine, lots of groundless guesses. There was clips of Pablo limping after the game. He didn't actually start anyway. And Diouf was down on the floor for quite a while, needing treatment. But again, it's speculation at this point. The closer we get to kick off the more, we may get actual leaks because the likes of ex-West Ham employee tends to maybe get a heads up on the team. So keep our eyes posted on that. Todibo is suspended still. This is the last league game he'll be banned for, and he'll finish his ban in the FA Cup.
Okay, yeah. Last I heard from that tweeter that you mentioned, that I saw something that he was saying that a lot of those that had been possible doubts had actually been pictured in training.
But
I
think everyone bar Pablo and Traore, I think, were pictured.
Yeah.
Okay,
so right. Manchester United. Now we saw MBEUMO limping away from the stadium last time out, but then I've seen pictures in training where he's been running rather jollily, and bearing in mind Aguero and Saka always used to limp when the final whistle went anyway, and still scored a hat-trick next game. But yeah, what is the latest there?
Yeah, no mention of him by Carrick yesterday, and I think he was spotted in the travelling party for the West Ham game, so that's hopefully bodes well. Could still be some rotation with there being a short turnaround, but might not get 2 weeks off after this, so that is something.
Okay.
Otherwise, it's as you were. So Dorgu and Delic definitely out, and Carrick implying that it'll again come too soon for Mason Mount.
Okay, right, Joe. Let's go with Aston Villa Brighton. Now, I have no tweets, but these may have been late ones coming in. I know Hertzler's one was at 3 o'clock, 10 minutes ago.
That's right, Hertzler's speaking as we speak.
Okay, well, let's go with Aston Villa first, because I think that was about half an hour or so ago, but I had no time to put the tweets up.
Yeah, Emery said that he's going to see the medical team for some small knocks, small issues, but didn't say who. Otherwise, there wasn't much team news actually. He talked of the long-term one still being out. So we assume that will be Tielemans. Excuse me. Who else we got? Let me find the post. Lost my TV's article. Oh, there we go. Yeah, Garcia, Kamara, Tielemans, McGinn, and Allison were the ones already out. Allison was in training, I think, so he's the closest. But yeah, not much from memory.
Okay, rightio. As for Brighton, Hertzler, I presume he's still Brighton manager after the disgrace
Yeah,
of the weekend.
yeah, he's speaking now, so we'll come back to him
Okay,
at the end of this and see if you've got any quotes through
rightio.
from the likes of Andy Neale or not.
I hope he's saying I'm not going to play 12-year-old boys anymore. I'm going to play Danny Welbeck instead, but maybe not. Let's go with Crystal Palace, who got the better of my team, annoyingly. Crystal Palace, what's the latest there? Big news with Mateta, actually.
Yeah, he doesn't need surgery, which is the good news. But the bad news is, from his perspective, and maybe Palace's, if they want him, is that he's still out and will be for an indeterminate period. Glasner couldn't say if it was going to be 2, 3, or 4 weeks, but he doesn't need an operation at least. And he'll be rehabbing at the training ground. Definitely out of this one. Devaney could return. He's the only one I think who could be back. Not that they've got many left on the injury list, actually. Decore and Ketia are the senior ones who are still out.
Okay, rightio. And as for Burnley,
Yeah, Parker said nothing new to report. No one coming back either. So Tressor Cullen by Robert Zamdouni have been out long term. Twanzebe was a surprise absentee last weekend with an Achilles problem. And given that Parker said he wasn't expecting anyone back, we assume that includes him as well. They do get one player available, which they didn't have in Game Week 25, and that is James Ward-Prowse. He can play now, having been ineligible to face West Ham last weekend.
okay, rightio. Let's move to Man City, Fulham. Okay, Man City, what's the latest there?
Yeah, double boosted centre half. Kuzinov's fine. He took a blow to the face against Liverpool, but he's not concussed and he's available. And John Stones is back too. We haven't seen him in a long time. He has trained and he is back fit. I would say was Pep's words. So it's not quite match fit, I think, but maybe in the squad. And then he said everyone else is going to assess in training. I think we're coming around about the time of Doku and Savino's recovery period, so it's just about the end from where we were expecting them to be. So they may be close, but given that Pep voluntarily offered up the information on Stones, maybe it's just too soon for those two.
Okay.
And then Gavardio and Kovacic are out as well.
Okay, and we'll go with Fulham. That's usually quite a short one because they're miraculously usually injury-free. Well, mainly.
Yeah, they are. They are again. There's just two to report. Sasa Lukic and Tom Kearney. They were both absent at the weekend, and they remain so. But nothing new. All the others, they're okay.
Okay, now Nottingham Forest Wolves. Nottingham Forest, another late one, or perhaps not at all. But yeah, I don't know anything from Nottingham Forest. Has anything come in for that?
Yeah, this was yesterday.
Right.
This was Matt Sells looks set to miss out again. By the sounds of what Sean Dyche was saying, and they're not sure what the extent is, but it's not going to be days.
Okay.
According to Dyche, Savona, Wood, and John are out as well. Murillo, he was a surprise absentee last week, and he remains touch and go. And when Dyche says touch and go, it's generally not going to happen.
Go.
We'll see what happens with that tonight. Nico Williams is back. They do get one defender back. He is available after a one-match ban.
Okay, and for Wolves, I did see this one though. What is the latest from Wolves?
Yeah, double game week. One or two double game week sides. Huang is not going to be part of that double game week. He's going to miss a number of weeks with a calf injury that he sustained at the weekend. Totti Gomez is getting closer, which probably means not for this one, but possibly for the second game week 26 match. And then Andre, he sat out game week 25 with a minor calf injury, and they're going to assess him today.
Okay, right, yeah. Let's move to Sunderland against Liverpool. Yeah, latest from Sunderland.
Not much, nothing new reported. Although saying that, Reggie Liberi wasn't asked if there was any fresh concerns. He did give us an update on Xhaka and Traore. They're both still out, potentially back for game week 27.
Okay, and as for Liverpool, in the chaos of the final few minutes of that Liverpool game, it looked like Szoboszlai was back, got a red card. He's serving a ban. Just one match though, I think. Yeah. But yeah, what else on him and anyone else at Liverpool?
Yeah, like you say, just a one match ban for the denial of a goal scoring opportunity. And it's a bit of a headache at right back, yeah, because Frimpong and Bradley are already out, and then Gomez, who could possibly fill in there as well. He had yet to train with his teammates as of this morning, but Slot said he could possibly do so this afternoon. Even so, it's probably still going to be too soon for him to start. So that's four right back options have got out or not able to start. I'm including Szoboszlai in that. So it's going to be probably either Curtis Jones or Wataru Endo, was what Slot was saying. Both have actually featured at right back this season. Other than that, nothing new reported. Isak, Leone, uh, Bajcetic, and Dan's are still out.
Okay, rightio. And now Brentford and Arsenal, that's not till Thursday, so we've got nothing from them yet, I think. But is there anything that's come in, or just any indication who might possibly start this one? Not just for Brentford, but I think Arsenal really the key one because of
Yeah.
the double game week.
Yeah, with Arsenal, obviously we've not had anything from Arteta, and even when he does speak, he doesn't tend to be that helpful. Um, Saka was previously earmarked for, I think, for a game week 27 return. At least that's what the media was suggesting. Arteta hasn't confirmed that timeline. So we think he might miss game week 27 or at least the first half of it. Odegaard last Friday was a matter of days, so possibility he could be back. Trossard seemed to hobble off against Sunderland the weekend. I've seen a calf injury reported, but it could just be cramp. The problem is we're not going to get an update before the deadline. And Dowman and Marino there, they were already red flagged. Um, yeah, I mean, in terms of starting 11, it's just, he'll probably go as strong as how
Okay.
injuries allow him, because it's a Sunday or a Saturday, Thursday turnaround, which is very generous.
Yeah.
And then B, they're playing Wigan Athletic in the FA Cup fourth round, and they're not just a League One side, but a struggling League One side. So he's going to put the kids out for that one, or the reserves, Norgard, Ben White, probably Jesus, maybe Eze, people like that.
Yeah.
So I think he'll go full strength for the Brentford game, and then it's just a matter of who's fit. As for Brentford, Sharda's still banned, so this is again like Todibo for West Ham. This is the last league game of his three-match ban, and the third one will be served in the FA Cup.
Okay.
So he'll be available for game 27. And then injuries all we're aware of is Carvalho, De Silva, and Malambo. All got long-term knee injuries. There is one player who can't feature beyond that, and that is Reece Nelson, who is on loan from Arsenal, so he's ineligible.
Okay, right, yeah. Okay. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to round up what we've got so far. And in that meantime, you can have a look to see what Hertzler's been saying. The roundup so far, what we've got, Jed Spence is available. Tosin should be back. Whether he'll start or not, we don't know. Lavia as well is available. Palmer is available, just in case those that thought his 60-minute substitution was injury-related. Not at all. He was just managing his minutes. Calvert-Lewin is available. Grev is available rather, and Kusanov is available, as is Stones. So we may be seeing him. I don't know. Questionable though. Reece James, as ever, is illness this time. He's actually injury free, but those that follow this will know that he's very unfortunate there. He's now got an illness. Miley and Gordon are to be assessed, so we don't know about them. Major doubt Mount's got a knock, so it's very unlikely we're going to see him. Joe Gomez as well hasn't trained yet, so there could be some real right back issues there because Bradley is out, Frimpong and Szoboszlai as well, who fills in there. So I'll come back to Neale in a sec there to who might play there. Romero has been naughty. I'll just put there. He's out for 4 games because he's so naughty. Doggy's got hamstring problems. Strike is joining Stack on the injury list for Leeds. Szoboszlai, as we've just said, 1 match ban. Huang, calf problems. Mateta, I put Mateta in there. He's been out for a little while, but the speculation was that he needed surgery. He doesn't. So he should be out for weeks rather than, as we thought, like the rest of the season. And Xhaka's still out for Sunderland with ankle problems. Back to Neale for anything from Brighton.
Unfortunately not. He's running late, according to Brian Owen at the Argus, who's chronicling it live on the Argus website. So he's running late. Did you really?
My former colleague.
He can't help us out today, unfortunately, because Hertzler is tardy. So go to I'll direct people to the website because we've got a team news blog up there, and I'll update that when Brighton's information arrives.
Okay, Hertzler does cycle to the office, so maybe he got caught in some traffic there, and the the never-ending rain that we're getting here. Yeah, I mentioned about Szoboszlai being out and virtually everyone else who plays right back for Liverpool. Who could play right back there? Would it be Jones or?
Yeah, we mentioned that in the just a little bit earlier there.
Yeah.
Start name checking these two, Endo or Jones, so the ones
Okay,
he's got
so
to
it will
choose
be one
from.
of them. Yeah.
It'll probably be Jones.
Yeah, I just wanted to sort of reiterate that there. Okay, I think we've got everything there. Thanks a lot for joining me. Eagle-eyed viewers may notice my dog has been sleeping throughout this as well. So I hope you found it interesting, even if my little dog there has found it really boring. So take care. Good luck with the game week. Good luck with the double game week. We'll see you again ahead of the next game week, which is game week 27 next week. See you soon.